Hello and welcome to this video on applying one of the four operations to algebraic fractions. Now the four operations are add, subtract, multiply and divide, and in this first example we're going to look at adding these algebraic fractions. And as you can see, we have two fractions here with different denominators, a denominator of 2 and a denominator of 3, and just as you would with numerical fractions, we want to try and put together a common denominator, and in that case the lowest common multiple of 2 and 3 is what we're looking for, so that's 6. So we're going to create two new fractions where the denominator is 6, but of course to do that it's going to involve multiplying the top and bottom of that first fraction by 3. So what we end up with is 3 lots of 2x minus 3. Now we don't really need to worry too much about the numerator just now. All of that is going to be divided by 6, and to that we're going to add on. Now if we're going to create a denominator of 6 in the second fraction, then we must be multiplying the numerator and denominator by 2. So we end up with 2 lots of 5x minus 1, all of that divided by 6. Now as you know, when it comes to creating a common denominator, sometimes you find that the lowest common multiple is in fact the product of the two denominators and you could multiply them together. It's not always the case, but what you can maybe see here is that the denominator of 2 that was underneath the first fraction has ended up multiplying the second fraction, and the denominator of 3 that was underneath that second fraction is multiplied up here. Now some people talk about cross multiplication and things here, but essentially we're multiplying the top and bottom of each fraction by some amount to create equivalent fractions with the common denominator. And once we've done that, what we've got are two fractions with the same denominator, so we can combine them together. Now I'm going to expand the brackets at the same time, so the first fraction becomes not 3 lots of 2x minus 3, I can now make that 6x minus 9, that's that top bracket expanded, plus, and I've got 10x minus 2, so I've just expanded that whole thing. Now the whole thing is over 6, and we will be able to simplify this numerator eventually, but for just now we'll write it over 6, then we can combine the like terms, and we've talked about that before. We've got a 6x here, and we've got a positive 10x, so those two will come together to create 16x, and of course we've got a negative 9, that's here, and a negative 2 which is here, and they'll come together to create negative 11, and all of that needs to be divided by 6. And that's the end of the road for this. There's no simplification, so we can stop and move on to the next one. And the next one might look similar, a little bit more complicated. The first thing I think to notice is this. That's not part of the expression. Those are restrictions on the domain of this thing, really, because if you were to make x equal, so that says x does not equal negative 1. X is not allowed to be negative 1. And if x was negative 1, so for example we were to put negative 1 in there, then the denominator of this fraction would become negative 1 plus 1, which is 0, and this expression here would become undefined, so we don't want to be dividing by 0 because we don't have an answer for that. So really that's why we've got x is not equal to negative 1, and similarly we've got x is not equal to 2, because if x was 2 in there at green, then we'd have 3 divided by nothing, which is undefined. So those are really like the small print that basically just tells you some of the x values that you can't have, so we don't need to worry about that too much in the way we tackle this. What we do want to do is actually similar to the last question. The only way for us to get a common denominator for these two little expressions is to multiply them together. And so if we're multiplying the bottom of the first fraction by x minus 2, we must multiply the top as well. So we're going to end up with 4 lots of x minus 2, and all of that is over, make sure you make a nice long line here, because we've got to have the x plus 1 that was there at the beginning, and now this x minus 2 that we've multiplied it by. So that fraction I've written there looks much more complicated than what we had before, but it really is the same thing. We've just multiplied the numerator and denominator by x minus 2. And we'll do something similar to the second fraction, only this time we're going to multiply that 3 by x plus 1, which was the denominator of the first fraction. And then we can multiply the denominator by x plus 1. And I'm just going to write it in this order so that they both match. And you can see we've got the common denominator that we need that allows us now to write this as a single fraction. Let's get a little bit more space. I'm going to expand the numerators and at the same time write this as one big fraction. So I get 4x minus 8 plus 3x plus 3. So that's expanding the brackets on both of the numerators and writing it now as a single fraction all over that common denominator that we created at the beginning. Now you see the common denominator is in factorised form, and that's fine. Unless you're asked to, you can leave it in factorised form. Collecting the like terms on the numerator gives us 7x minus 5. And then that denominator, as I said, you can leave it in factorised form. X plus 1, x minus 2.